Perfect. This is a CICAS interview with Matt Davies from Tantz, which is a power klezmer band. And you just released an album called Wojtek the Bear last year. And you've been to Germany and Austria very recently, playing 3 festivals in 3 days. Then you did the One Tribe Festival and Balkanorama at the Fringe Festival. And now you're going to do the Allen Valley Folk Festival on the 29th of September. And you've been described by Alan Raw from BBC. He said, prepare to dance until it nearly does you in. So, Matt, tell me, first of all, what is power klezmer?
It's basically what Tantz has become. So klezmer is Jewish folk music. We started playing off in cafes and things like that. And then as we started playing bigger stages, our sound got bigger and heavier. We've got like electric bass and drums. So obviously, it's not going to sound exactly the same as like the traditional stuff. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's basically just become more and more sort of powerful. We sort of feed off the audiences. So yeah, it's become quite heavy.
Cool. And as for your existing material that's out there now, the album Wojtek the Bear last year, can you talk a bit about that? And you've got a few videos on YouTube as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of live videos of us. We're quite different live to in a studio. Okay. So I think we sort of tailored our sound a little bit for the album. Sort of wrote some tunes specifically for the album, which are maybe a little bit more chilled. But yeah, we recorded it all live in a room together. That's the only way it works, really.
Cool.
So
traditional.
Yeah. And hopefully the album sort of captures the energy. But like I said, we're a live band. I think if people want to get a real impression of what we do, it's best to come and see us. Yeah.
So what's the story behind the name of Wojtek the Bear, and like what are the songs about? Is there a general red thread that runs through the album?
So Wojtek the Bear was a bear in Poland that was used during the war, World War II, I think, which was then moved to a zoo in Edinburgh. 2 of the band members are from Edinburgh, so I guess there's a link there. And I think that's the only information I have really on that.
That's cool. And then you have a few projects coming up. You mentioned you are working with a producer called Worka. Is that pronounced correctly?
I've been playing in his live shows for probably the last couple of years.
Okay.
We did some recording late last year. So he's just had an EP released on True Thoughts called We Communicate. I think that came out earlier this month. So I'm playing on that EP, and there's another EP coming out later in the year. And we've got some live shows coming up. We're playing in Salford on Sunday and playing on BBC Scotland, I think, on Monday.
Very good.
So a few things to watch out for with that.
So this EP you're mentioning here with the producer Worka, is that different from what you usually do, or in the same vein? Or
when you say it's different to Tantz. I probably play more this sort of thing, sort of like electronic music and hip hop and things like that. It's very different from Tantz.
Okay.
Very different vibe to that.
Cool. And then you mentioned a band called Neue Rau.
Neue Rau, yeah. So that's another band that's more down the electronic side of things, sort of like soulful electronic. If anyone's familiar with early Little Dragon, their first album, that sort of soulful electronic thing. So this project is probably the one I'm most creatively involved in. So I'm quite involved in the songwriting. So we're a 4-piece. We sort of got together in Leeds. So we did a lot of recording last year, and we're going to be releasing an album on Gondwana Records, which is a Manchester-based label.
All right.
So that's going to come out hopefully in October. We're just getting the vinyls pressed now. So that's
vinyls.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good. And then you mentioned an album called Icarus.
That is the Neue Rau.
Oh, that is the Neue Rau. All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Is there a story behind that name, Icarus?
I'm the wrong person to ask.
All right. Fair enough. Good stuff. Besides, your countless gigs and many projects you're involved in, is there anything else that people should be watching out for in this year or next?
Various things. Yeah, I play in a few of the different projects. Play for a singer called Zola Marcel. I think she's hoping to release an EP later this year. Yeah, various bits and bobs really. Trying to think. I'm not very prepared for this interview. Yeah. I mean, it's all the bands I mentioned online on YouTube, all that sort of thing.
Well, I checked your social media,
Cool.
which you post quite frequently about everything you're up to on Facebook. But because there's so many different social media channels, or you have your own
Yeah,
website
both,
as well, is there like a one go-to place where people can find out about all your projects or Tantz projects, or the ones you mentioned now? Is there like a...
I'm actually not very good on social media. I don't really post
All right.
as much as I should, but I've not got a website either, so don't check my website. Yeah, Facebook. I mean, yeah, I post things on Facebook.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So do you have a link we can put here in the description?
I mean, if you search for Matt Davies, if you see a picture of someone playing the drums, that's me. I've got a YouTube channel which I don't really use that much.
Okay.
But generally, just the bands that I'm in are more active than I am online.
Okay.
So yeah, I think there's videos and things of definitely Tantz and Worker. Neue Rau is still quite new. We've sort of had a break off gigging because we've been doing more of the recording and things like that. I think there's a few videos of us online of when we used to be a trio. We used to play as like an instrumental trio before we met the singer.
Okay.
So there's a few videos of that. But I think we'll be playing one of the Jazz Refresh nights in October or November. So again, you can find out all that information on the Neue Rau Facebook page.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. One of my last questions here. How long have you been making music for?
Making music.
Or been in the industry?
In the industry. I don't know how to define that really. I started playing drums when I was 11. I started taking it more seriously when I met a teacher called Luke Flowers. And so I started getting lessons off him in Manchester. I think I was about 16. And I started taking it more seriously. And he was very encouraging for me to sort of like take it seriously.
Sure.
And, I then went to Leeds College of Music when I was 18. So I studied jazz for 3 years. And sort of from then on, really, I just sort of decided it's definitely what I want to do.
So you've been in it for a while?
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, obviously, the Midi Music Company and CICAS is all about, helping up-and-coming artists. So I wanted to tease out of you if you have any words of wisdom you want to impart to younger people or upcoming acts. Any, advice you can share? Anything you learned along the way?
Well, Midi Music's quite rare in that you can sort of come here and they're very supportive of everyone that joins up. I don't really know many places like it. I guess the hardest thing is sticking with it when, I guess if you want to do it professionally, you have to start making money at some point. There's going to be a long time where you don't make enough money. But I guess just sticking with it, yeah.
Any advice on making money?
Making money? You have to be busy, you have to have your finger in a lot of pies. I do quite a lot of recording work online and things like that. You basically just have to find where the work is, and you have to gig a lot. You have to do other things. You have to teach. You have to do all sorts. You basically just have to be quite active. But it's definitely worth it. It's definitely a very rewarding career.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for your time.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll keep it on.
Cheers.
Cheers.